Hey, what's up, guys? My name's John. Welcome to Daily Theology. Stick around for this discussion. It is an important one. It's a spicy meatball. It's a very serious topic.
We need to tell people that every unforgiven sin, every sin committed by every person who rejects Jesus Christ will be justly punished by God forever in a place called hell.
But the doctrine of hell is offensive to modern evangelicalism. And let me make this point. Do any churches in this country right now, for the most part, have a problem discussing masks and wearing masks and why we should do that as a benefit potentially to other members as well as the society as a whole because of the danger of death from a disease? Now, we've all seen that the numbers have been vastly overemphasized, but I want to make the point, and Dr. MacArthur makes this point on this article, or in this article from Ligonier that he wrote some years ago. Most people believe that they are going to heaven when they die, something like 80%. I'll post a link to the article, so go check it out. But my point is this. Churches seem to have no problem publicly talking about masks and wearing masks and making sure that masks are front and center. But why not this same emphasis and focus on the doctrine of hell? Why not emphasize the horrendous fate of those that die apart from the gospel? Why leave that out?
Our Lord's first New Testament sermon was a sermon on hell. Jesus is a hellfire preacher. I hear people say, well, I don't want to talk about hell. It's very negative. Jesus was a hellfire preacher. Matthew 5, his first sermon as laid out in the New Testament. Verse 22 of chapter 5 of Matthew, I say to you that everyone who is angry with his brother will be guilty before the court, and whoever says to his brother, you good for nothing, shall be guilty before the Supreme Court, and whoever says, you fool, shall be guilty enough to go into the fiery hell. Here is Jesus arriving in Jerusalem.
What is the benefit of negating that part of the gospel? Because if they die apart from the grace of God, if they are not born again and put all of their trust in Christ's death, burial, and resurrection, hell is a very real, very sad place. So to me, I think it is important to include that as often as possible so that believers see the grace of God in saving them from such a horrible place, and that the believer is then motivated to make disciples and to share the gospel. I mean, think about it. We have the cure to death, hell, and the grave, and it is a very serious problem. It's more serious than COVID. So if we can talk about face masks in our churches with fellow believers and to the society as a whole, we can talk about the doctrine of hell, and we don't want to erase this very important, very horrible, sad state that many people will be in for all of eternity. Now, the gospel is good news for anyone. If you have not counted the cost and put all of your trust in the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ, make today the day, because there's only one name given under heaven among men by which we must be saved. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hammer that like button, like the 95 Theses, and I will see you tomorrow. God bless.